name is Steve Rennie. I am the Ren Baron, and this is my Ren Baron Learning to Fly YouTube channel. This past week, I got a chance to fly to Las Vegas to meet up with a couple of my good Cirrus pilot and golfing buddies, top Cirrus CSIPs, Ed Waters and Chuck Calley, for a weekend of flying and golf. And over the next couple of weeks, I'll be posting some great video lessons I learned along the way. Cirrus CSIP of the Year, Ed Kenobi Waters, is going to show us how to set your personal profiles on the Cirrus Perspective Plus system for both VFR and IFR flights. And Cirrus CSIP and former factory pilot Chuck Calley is going to show you how to use angle of attack to deliver more consistent landings no matter what kind of plane you fly. So stay tuned for that. But today, we're going to start with part one of my flight back from Las Vegas Henderson Airport, that's Kilo Hotel November Delta, to Santa Monica Airport, Kilo Sierra Mike Oscar. Today's flight is going to show my pre-flight and climb to cruise altitude. Part two will show the arrival into Santa Monica Airport. Now, as is usually the case, what was planned to be an early departure from Las Vegas and arrival home turned into a whole new list of lessons learned. So come along for the ride.
Okay, had some ice, had a very cold engine, got to use my Tanis preheater today, never done that. A whole bunch of new tricks happening today, but back in action here. 3-hour delay, so I had
3-hour delay? What could possibly have gone wrong? Let me explain. When I got to Las Vegas with Ed Waters on Thursday, it was nice. On Friday and Saturday, the weather turned really weird. Cold, windy, and even a little bit of rain. So the night before, when I was planning my flight home, the plan was simple. I was going to get to the airport at 6 o'clock and be in the air by 6:30. Well, getting to the airport at 6 o'clock worked out great, but when I walked in that FBO, the temperature was 29 degrees, colder than I've ever seen it in Las Vegas. And when I walked out to the plane, I got a big surprise. The wings, the fuselage, the ailerons, everything were covered with ice, and I'm not talking about a little bit of ice. I'm talking about a lot of ice, and that was the start of a very, very long morning.
to refile my flight plan, so now I'm going through my checklist and stuff just to make sure that I've got everything sorted out here properly. Let's start with our ever-present checklist here. Preflight is done, weight and balance were good, emergency is good, passengers, no passengers me today. Got the engine started finally, power lever is good, oil pressure, all that's coming alive now, everything's warmed up a little bit. Boy, it was cold as heck this morning. Engine parameters, external amps are loading up here. Actually, what's going on? We got amps are at 23, I don't want. Probably because they're resupplying the power that I was draining trying to start this baby up.
The first lesson I learned is when that engine is not starting up quickly, usually something is not quite right. Today, I kept starting it, kept trying to start it 5 or 6 times to the point where I almost drained the battery. So my advice to Cirrus pilots or any pilot is if that baby is not starting up right away, don't push it and blow the battery. Just take a minute and give it a think and then try a new plan.
Flaps are up. Radio and avionics are right now. Let's go ahead and take care of some business.
Henderson Tower information, Delta 1747 observation, wind variable 5, weather conditions better than 5005, temperature 08, dew point -02, altimeter 2985. Has weather information for the Southwest United States available on flight service frequencies. Visual approach runway 17 in use. Advise on this contact. You have information, Delta.
Alright, so we're going to do all our run-up right here before we call tower. Put our flight plan over to the panel here. Received. Go through it, check it. Go CRISO, GFS, ATC, Victor 12. Out at Palmdale, MO3. All good. Okay, so let's go activate that. Activate that flight plan. Hopefully that'll be the one. Let's do our run-up here. Fuel selector, parking brakes are disengaged, brakes we've got, HSOA orientation is good, attitude gyro is good, turn coordinator, we'll check that when we get rolling here. Okay, before takeoff, doors are latched and closed, that's correct. Caps handle is right here, seatbelt and shoulder harness are secure. I got my oxygen ready, make sure we got it again here. Air conditioner is desired, fuel quantity is good, full is tank, flaps are set for 50%. Transponder will get our clearance and get that. Brakes are holding. Let's go to 1700. There's 1700. Let's go. Nav lights, strobe lights, landing lights, ice lights. Pitot heat is blowing it up. Turn off Alt 1. That's shed. Alt 2 is picking it up. That's good. Shed Alt 2. Alt 1's picking it up. That's good. Let's get rid of pitot heat. Let's get rid of ice. Let's get rid of nav lights here. Let's go check our mags. Left mag is dropping 40. That's acceptable. Right mag 50. Drop. That is acceptable. Let's come back to 1000. Okay, back to our checklist here. Okay, power lever is good. Pitot heat is all good. Voltage we've checked. Trim for set for takeoff. Let's set trim for takeoff. Trim is set there. Let's go check the autopilot. Now let's put it in heading mode. Autopilot. It is moving. Can I overpower? Yes. Engaged. Okay, that's all good. It's all good. So now, quick takeoff briefing here. Let's start at the top. Our field elevation is 2,492. Let's call it 2,500. So that means our caps available, 3,100 will be our magic number. Our best caps will be 4,500. We're going to do a normal takeoff on runway 17. Runway length is 5,100 feet. We're going to use 1,628 feet to get in the air. A little bit less than that to on the roll. Our direction of departure is going to be pretty much straight out. Our cruising altitude is going to be 12,000 feet. Our time en route is going to be 1 hour and 27 minutes. Okay, if we have a takeoff issue on the roll, we're going to pull the power, hit the brakes, and abort to takeoff. If we have an engine failure below 3,092 feet, we're going to pitch for 92, mixture off, tanks off, ignition off, land best and straight ahead best we can. If we have an engine issue after 3,092 before 4,500 feet, we're going to pull the parachute, mixture off, tanks off, ignition off, float straight ahead. Past 4,500, we should be able to get back to the airport here. Okay, so now let's go to clearance delivery here. Henderson clearance delivery, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, transient parking with Delta. I'd like to pick up my IFR flight plan back to Santa Monica, Kilo Sierra Mike Oscar.
Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra Edison clearance delivery. You are cleared to the Kilo Sierra Mike Oscar Airport. Via on departure, fly heading 170. Expect radar vectors to the Creso intersection as filed. Climb and maintain 7,000. Expect 2,000 3 minutes after departure. Las Vegas departure frequency 118.4. Squawk 4603.
Okay, we're cleared to Santa Monica. On departure, we're going to fly runway heading 170. Then radar vectors for Creso, then as filed. We're going to climb, maintain 7,000 to start, 12,000 in 3 minutes. 118.4 on the departure frequency, 4603 on Squawk 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Cirrus 8 Foxtrot Sierra, and on departure it's not runway heading, just fly heading 170.
Fly heading 170 on departure 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Now I'm going to stop the video here for just 1 second and take note of the fact of how much I loved this particular controller's slow and deliberate take on the clearance information. Much appreciated. I hate it when those guys run like a sprinter. Back to the video.
Cirrus 8 Foxtrot Sierra, readback is correct. Also, I need you to verify this clearance allows for compliance with terrain and obstruction avoidance.
I acknowledge I'll be able to make those minimums, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Cirrus 8 Foxtrot Sierra, advise ground control frequency with current information when ready for taxi.
You got it. Thank you so much, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Okay, so let's go up top. Our departure is 125.1 is our tower. Let's put that over in the active. We got 118.4 is our departure frequency. Mode right here. We want 7,000 is our altitude to start. Check that off. We got 7. We got 118.4 up top on our transponder. Let's go 4603. That is confirmed. We got that. We got our heading is set at 170, so we're going to put takeoff mode. We're going to put heading and back up there. All right, so I think we're all set. Let's go to ground frequency is ground here. Ground is 127.80. Henderson ground, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, transient parking with Echo. I'd like to taxi for takeoff at 17, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, Henderson ground, runway 17 right, taxi via taxiway hotel.
17 right, taxi hotel, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. All right, let's make sure we get this straight. We're going to fly 170 on heading mode at 400. We're going to hit the autopilot. Henderson Tower, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, holding short, runway 17 right at hotel for departure.
Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, Henderson Tower, runway 17 right, cleared for takeoff.
17 right, clear for takeoff, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. Okay, let's do this. Okay, our magic number is 3,100 feet. Okay, let's get her on the center line. Okay, let's do it. Full power is in, 1,000. On that center line.
Now you see those mountains out there in the distance? They provide an interesting lesson or observation about desert flying. Typically when I've flown into Henderson Field here, it's been either the spring or the summer when the weather is a lot hotter. And I can tell you that flying in the cold weather now provides real proof that cold air is easier to climb in than hot air, because those mountains today look very distant compared to what they look like during the summer, because we're going to climb right over them, and that cold air makes a huge difference. Back to the video. Nice climb out of the box here.
Flaps up 90. Down 170, there's our little shake, rattle, and roll.
Constantly looking for that CAPS altitude.
2,800, we go to autopilot.
Now you'll notice today that I engaged the autopilot a bit earlier than I've done on my recent videos. And the reason for that is simple. I had an interesting conversation with my guru, Obi-Ed Kenobi Waters, about the value of autopilot and why I should make that part of my pre-flight routine, or part of my takeoff procedures. We'll come back to that one on the video when I post it, but suffice it to say that today I'm engaging the autopilot early as suggested in the Cirrus manual.
Cirrus 8 Foxtrot Sierra, contact Las Vegas departure. Have a good flight.
Now you'll also notice my finger was heading toward that flight level change or indicated airspeed button. Once again, this is a little bit different than my normal procedure, and is based on a conversation I had with Ed Waters about why it's not such a great idea to hit the indicated airspeed or flight level change earlier in the flight here. So we'll have that one explained on a future video. So back to today's flight.
Contact Las Vegas departure, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Las Vegas departure, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, 3,300, climbing 7,000.
November 768 Foxtrot Sierra, Las Vegas departure, ident, Las Vegas altimeter 29081.
29081 for Vegas, and ident, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Marie Foxtrot Sierra, ready to contact 2 miles south of Henderson, 3,800, climb and maintain 900,000.
I maintain 900,000, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Now you'll notice that we got a great climb rate going here, much better than the summer. And those mountains are easy to climb over today. Now I'm going to stop the video here for a second. What you see me fiddling with there is my precise flight boom cannula. It's an oxygen delivery system. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know I had a little bit of issue with the hypoxia on our flight with my wife to the Bahamas. It's a lesson I learned very early on, and one that I've that's stuck with me. Take care of your oxygen stuff well before you get to the altitude that you'll need it. Now, I'm going to stop the video again. That bell you hear is for a error annunciation that was flashing up on the screen. Specifically, I got a red annunciation for low oxygen. Now, normally that would concern me, but two things. One, I was actually feeling the oxygen coming into my nose. And secondly, you'll see down underneath my elbow here in a second that I had 4 green lights. The reason I had those 4 green lights is because I had the oxygen tanks filled up in Santa Monica prior to the flight. So my first instinct was that it must have been a sensor issue, and that's something I'll take up with my mechanic when I get back to Santa Monica.
Number 8 Foxtrot Sierra Tower, ending 190 to join Victor 5 at 38, resume on navigation.
190 to join Victor 538, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Now I love the Cirrus because now all I'm going to do is crank my heading over to 190, and then I'm going to hit the GPS button to put GPS in backup, so that when I get to that pink line, GPS is going to take over and fly me back on my course. Now I'm going to stop the video here again. You'll see me sticking my finger in my oximeter here. One of the things I've learned about using oxygen is it's best to test your levels before you get to the altitude that you might be using that oxygen. So here I'm testing it early so I can compare it, make sure that I've got good O2 levels before I reach my cruising altitude.
Okay, let's go our climb checklist here. Oxygen I got set up right now. We're not going to wait. Power lever is good. Our mixture is full forward. We got 37.7 gallons. Flaps verified up. Speed is 120. Fuel pump is in boost. Fuel flow is 38 gallons. The parameters are all good. Go to our cruise checklist.
All right, staying ahead of those checklists is priority 1 for me, as you can see here.
Flighting is 020 vector for top lower shortly.
Alright, 020 and we have Tango, 1 Echo Bravo.
Mixture back.
Now I'm going to stop the video again really briefly here. You'll notice on the MFD that when you get to 30.5 manifold pressure, all of a sudden a little green line shows up just below it, and it makes it very easy to pull that mixture back to the perfect leaned level, and that's what I've done here. It's about 17.2 gallons per hour.
Las Vegas departure, Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra, level 9,000.
Hey Foxtrot Sierra, roger that. I'll have higher for you shortly. There's a lot of traffic, 12 o'clock for you in 8 miles, northeast out at 10,000. Once I get you guys fast, I'll get you higher.
You got it. Thank you, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Yeah, we got the Pilatus ahead of us.
There's 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Now, one of the things, whenever I hear the words traffic ahead, first thing I do is start looking where they advise me. The second thing I do is I pull up my traffic map here on the Garmin Perspective Plus system. It's one of my favorite features and is really important and a great tool in helping me identify traffic targets along the way.
I will now maintain 12000.
I maintain 12000, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Minus 1 Echo Bravo to set to maintain 8,500.
Hey, down to 8,500, 1 Echo Bravo.
Now you'll notice here that I'm doing what's known as a lean of peak climb here. Instead of going full power, full mixture on my climb and setting the flight level change to 120, I'm doing it by setting a vertical speed of about 600 feet in this case. What I'll need to do is keep an eye on those engine instruments to make sure that they stay within parameters.
Okay, we're watching those temps here. Make sure they stay below.
There's 8 Foxtrot Sierra, Pilatus is passing off here at 9 o'clock now and 3.5 miles. Same altitude, I'm sorry, 9,000 descending, no factor.
Got him inside, no factor, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
There's 8 Foxtrot Sierra, Connect Los Angeles Center, 134.65, good day.
13465, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. Los Angeles Center, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra 9,800, climbing 12,000.
Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, LA Center, Las Vegas, altimeter 2981.
2981 for Vegas, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you.
Now I'm going to stop the video right here. You'll notice that we have on the PFD a couple of those error messages. I'm jotting down my notes here, and these are things that I'm going to discuss with my mechanic at Kim Davidson Aviation when I get back on the ground. So that's why it's always good to have a piece of paper and pen around and to note those squawks as they happen so you can get it dealt with as soon as you get back on the ground.
Take care of a little business here this
morning. Las Vegas, 770 Charlie Juliet with you through 16,000.
November 770 Charlie Juliet, LA Center.
Now right here you'll see me entering my frequencies for my destination, Santa Monica Airport. What I like to do is get my ATIS in or on active for COM2 and my tower frequency in standby on COM2. That way they're taken care of ahead of time and I don't have to worry about it when I'm in the pattern or when in the busy airspace around Santa Monica.
I'm in maintain flight level 220.
220 for 0 Charlie Juliet.
November 512 Lima Lima cross Clar at and maintain 13,000 at.
Okay, we got to 12. Back to our flight plan here.
Okay, now we're at cruising altitude here, and the first thing I'm going to do is check my weather at Santa Monica Airport.
Okay, looks like it's clear there. That's good.
On my
Go back
MFD
to our map.
through my XM weather.
No precip in the neighborhood. Okay, so we're at cruising altitude.
Good habit to get into.
1107. Okay, we got 1605.
Expect that 59.
Okay, right here is another best practices that I've gotten into. Once I get to cruise altitude, I take note of all my engine temperatures so that I can compare it at 30-minute intervals along the way in the flight.
Cross Clar at and maintain 13,000 at 250 knots, Las Vegas, altimeter 2981.
182.
Clar at 13.
On the right tank, 84 gallons.
Sky was 3109, contact LA Center 132.62.
Now you'll note right here I've got that oximeter back on my finger. Now that I'm at 12,000, I want to make sure that my oxygen levels stay similar or the same as they were down low. And the best way to do that is to check frequently, and that's what I'm doing right here.
November 58 Alpha Yankee.
So we'll speed things along a little bit.
Learned some interesting lessons here today. Ice on wings, not good. Cold engine means cold batteries, means no start. I wish I had a Vision Jet where I should push the button.
Don't we all?
And it starts. Did use my Tannis preheater for the first time. Thankfully, my good friend Mr. Chuck Callie there to save me. Okay, switching our fuel tank.
November 770 Charlie Juliet, contact
182
LA
knots.
Center 132.5.
175 ground speed.
Good day, 0 Charlie Juliet.
They return it to GS, actually to HEC.
Center 58 Alpha Yankee, we have the airport in sight. We go and cancel the IFR.
November 58 Alpha Yankee, IFR cancellation received. Radar services terminated. 12 VFR, frequency change approved.
VFR, do you think so today, 58 Alpha Yankee?
Yeah.
Now we're GFS. The heck. Should be right above the top of these clouds. All right. Just keep checking that O2 levels. I know we filled up our oxygen, but we got a issue probably. But I definitely have oxygen coming out of here. Definitely at that altitude I would feel it. Beautiful coming over these clouds. Heavenly. At 95%, so we're looking good. I think once we get past these clouds, we are clear. I'm going to have some good content for you folks. Some real Cirrus specific stuff from both Ed Waters, Chuck Calley. The reason I came up here to Vegas was to shoot some footage with some big pilots that are much more experienced, much more talented than I am at flying. I learned a long time ago, if you want to get good at anything, best way to do that, best way to fast track that process is hang out with smarter, more talented people than yourself, and then learn fast while you got it.
All right, folks, that's the end of part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, the arrival procedures and landing at Kilo Sierra Mike Oscar. If you like this video, I hope you'll hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. My name is Steve Rennie. I am the Ren Baron. This is my Ren Baron Learning to Fly YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. See you on the next flight.